Get ready for live stream curling, only at curlingzone.com.
Well, welcome back to the Mississauga Golf Country Club and to the 2016 Ontario Junior Curling Championships. I'm Hugh Murphy, broadcasting from the, as I've said, the Mississauga Golf Country Club. This afternoon's action features Team Horton against Team Marshall. Two young women's teams that are very accomplished and very capable. They've just started the first end, and I have to admit that this is a draw that I didn't originally set into the broadcast schedule. So I don't have what I'm going to rely on today are our guest commentators to step in and help with this broadcast, offer commentary as we go. We don't really have to do too much with that. We're going to leave a lot of the commentary to the teams because we have them mic'd and we can listen to them as they throw. So let's get straight to what's going on out on the ice, and we'll bring up the voices of the players and enjoy some top-level junior curling from the Ontario Curling Championship.
Good. 65.
So Team Horton throwing red rocks here is playing a takeout, rolling out, leaving an open house. A Horton corner guard up. Marshall has last rock in this first end.
I thought you threw that well.
Okay. Who's on the various sheets?
Well, the game that we're watching, Bob.
It's about the same.
Yeah, we've got Horton and Marshall. I've got event chair Bob Turner with me. He's going to join me for a bit of commentary as we go. These two teams are going to be doing the entertaining, though. So. Oh, Bob's saying no. God, no. He's going to be doing the entertaining. Maybe he'll tell us some of the stories he told at last evening's banquet.
You want to hear those stories?
So Marshall's managed to get herself a stone on the corner of the house, the right-hand corner of the house, as you see, and quite wisely, she's opting to throw her next one around the corner guard, having set up a deuce effectively. If she can tuck one around, you can feel pretty certain that Horton will go after the one on the right-hand side because it's an open stone. Emily Lloyd throwing this out-turn draw.
Okay, so we got Hugh Murphy's going to
They're attending to it, but they're certainly not jumping all over it from a sweeping perspective. This is a good-looking draw. Sliding a little bit deeper than they probably wanted it to be. All the way to the back 12 foot. But in any case, Lauren Horton will hit this and roll across.
Okay. That's weird.
No, it looks as though I've got
I just gave it like a clean rotation.
Bob Turner and Doug Knox joining. Ooh, look at this. Guys, how are you doing?
We're doing great. You got the low power group.
Low power, nothing.
The B stock in.
Lauren's team's throwing a good shot here.
Yeah, nice hit and roll.
Kim Gannon's rolled across.
Yep. Little roll. Yep.
To get shot rock.
So
Marshall will throw the in-turn hit and try and tuck a piece of it behind the corner guard.
Just nose. A little earlier ways, okay, Jen.
She's saying nose, but I feel sure that Kirsten would like a little bit of a roll.
Boy, it's really curling there.
Yeah, we noticed that yesterday.
So
They're underestimating the curl when they're playing their tickets.
Horton's away to the races here, sliding down the ice. She's content to throw a second stone in the house and effectively force Marshall to 1 point.
Where it just never really came off, but it's good to know though. Yeah. I think I might have just turned it.
Good, make it good.
8 foot!
2 pass, so make it good. Make it good. Hard there. Hard there. Help, kid. Hard, a little bit more.
Needing to get this to the 8 foot, otherwise Marshall
Just a tad short.
just shy of the house. So Marshall will have this hit to sit a deuce again. Potentially again, roll it a little bit to the left. Get it partially under cover. It would be a short run back if she did get it under cover. A beak's not a bad outcome, but you know that if she does hit the nose of the stone, the Lauren Horton will be running it back onto the one in the back of the 12 foot to try and double them off.
Yeah, Jen! Hard, Jen! Hard!
That's a good looking shot.
Good shot.
Go!
Nice hit and roll.
That's a very good shot. That's a very good shot.
Okay, looks like she's gonna play the hit and the roll back behind her guard on the other side.
Can she see the whole rock, Bob?
She can just see the whole thing.
Barely.
Now it's gonna move. But like, let's go. Come on.
She can probably see the whole rock, but I don't think she can see it to run it back and do a double.
She's throwing hack. Wait.
No, she'll be throwing normal hit weight to this.
Okay.
It's about the same that I gave you. For that feel. Okay.
Almost gets the double.
Nice try.
Rolls to the middle and gives
Between the two.
Kirsten Marshall an open hit for the 2.
Got just a little bit more than she wanted of the rock. And not enough to get the double. Could have gone either way.
Yeah, it looked good from here.
Okay, guys.
So Doug, are you making notes about how you call sweeping now?
Yes,
Just
yes,
a
I
little
am.
bit
Left
less.
side, right side?
Yeah, perfect.
It's going to take me a little while because I'm a lefty, but I'm catching on.
Yep. Yeah, Nicole. Hard, Nicole. Yes. Oh, Jen. Yep, right up, Jen. Nice throw.
Marshall for her deuce.
Yeah,
That's a great first end for Kirsten Marshall. It'll give them the confidence that they need to start this game well.
They're playing with confidence throughout the event here.
Okay? Yep. Top 4 to top 12. You got
They're indeed.
Great rocks. Meet after
They've been
this.
playing tremendously well.
I noticed in the last games or whatever, there's just one sweeper out there, eh? Primarily?
Well, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you can explain the technical aspect of it, but we've seen something totally different than club curling. Sweeping on one side, sweeping on the other side, switching brooms off, going back to horsehair and synthetic.
Yeah, it's an interesting way the game's going.
So can you explain the science behind this one sweeper?
You know what? The science I can't explain because, to be perfectly honest, the science has not yet been been proven empirically. But I can't explain how teams are using the different brushes.
That's fine.
If
Out of 7-5.
there's a number of different aspects to this. First of all, there's high side and low side sweeping. Now, is that the best place to begin to explain it?
We're not going to time. Do it.
Here, I'll explain it as we watch some of it.
Yeah, sure.
There's no sweeping going on at
No
the moment.
sweeping going on at all.
Yeah.
So there's nothing for Hugh to explain.
What you'll see is sweepers sweeping on an angle, not directly across the path of the stone.
Control.
And they'll tuck
roll's
themselves
okay.
in behind the stone to some degree
You got it.
and sweep in the direction that they want the stone to slide in. Theory being, and the results that we've been watching, being that a stone travels in the path of least resistance. So if you reduce the amount of friction or reduce the resistance in the ice
Go,
on the side,
go,
so what she's
go.
doing, she's sweeping across the face of the stone to the far side of the stone in order to make it curl a little bit more.
And if she wanted to keep it straight, she'd go to the left side?
Well, in fact, no. What she'd do is she wouldn't sweep, and she would have the opposing sweeper sweep.
Okay, on the other side.
Exactly. Reach across. So you're sweeping the far edge of the stone. Interesting in some respect.
So let's just go back on other aspects of sweeping. The hair broom is to put more curl on the rock, Hugh?
The hair broom, that has it's been proven empirically that the hair broom does not carry a curling stone any farther. For all the time and effort that people used to use sweeping with hair, hair brooms don't make the stone go much farther. On conventional non-frosty curling ice, what they do is they assist in the direction of the stone. So they'll facilitate the increasing curl of the stone. You make a stone curl more by using a hair broom. You don't make it go farther. The fabric brooms, however, help carry stones farther. They also contribute to.
Yep, Nicole! Yep!
They also contribute to the stone repair. So depending what you need at any given point in time, you will sweep the high side of the stone or the low side of the stone.
Yeah.
You'll sweep with hair or you'll sweep with fabric. And that's why you'll see teams carrying both hair brooms and fabric brushes now.
Now those brooms have to be in play throughout the game. You just don't sit them on the side and
Brooms,
switch off?
Yeah, you're allowed a limited number of brooms. So you don't have an unlimited supply of brooms that you're allowed to use. And the brooms that you declare that you're going to be using are the brooms that you will use. And the skip's broom can't be rotated into play. So the lead can't all of a sudden decide to use the skip's broom. And one of the teams here found that out in sad fashion early on in the competition when the skip's broom was accidentally rotated into the rest of the team's rest of the team's sweeping pattern,
Just
and the
control.
team was disqualified in that game because of it.
Oh my. It seems like the rocks are pretty lively. They're getting, I've noticed they're a lot
Yep,
livelier
yep,
lately
yep.
than as of at the beginning of the
Right
season.
through. Hard.
Say again, Dave?
Hard all the way.
The rocks
hard
are a
all
lot
the way.
livelier.
Hard.
Like
Okay,
really
whoa,
active.
Whoa, you're good.
Yeah, when they strike one another,
Yeah.
they bounce a long way. Absolutely.
Whoops, this
Which
is
is-
a bit of a bad roll. Although they're both behind the tee line, but
Yeah, well, Marshall won't be happy to have her two stones sitting in the back of the house there. Gives Horton an opportunity to knock one of them out and sit in front of the other, or to nestle down in front of them and use them to freeze. Clearly here, she's just going to give one of them a whack and sit in front of the other if she can.
That's good, Jen.
if you
Nice
just
job.
watch the sweeping, she's sweeping on.
She's
She's coming to us, our right side of the rock.
She's reaching across the stone, sweeping in an angular manner towards the right-hand corner, trying to hold the stone straighter by sweeping by having the low side.
Yep.
The low side,
Control.
low side sweeper, is the sweeper that's standing on the side to which the stone is curling, towards which the
Control.
stone is curling. The sweeper on the other side is called the high side sweeper.
Try your way, Nicole. Like right
So,
at possible.
because the low side sweeper was sweeping across the edge of the stone, it would hold the stone straighter. Does that make sense, Bob?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They are playing. They are playing this game a pretty clean game though so far.
I've got a PowerPoint presentation for you if you like.
Wonderful. Whoa, right off.
I think
That's not coming
this
in.
is just got enough of it. Just got enough. So both teams are playing. It looks like one player has the synthetic broom and the other player has the hair broom. The other sweeper.
Yeah, they're switching off. I've noticed.
That's because one side affects the curl, the other side won't. If they want it to curl more, they're trying to hold it straight now.
Yeah.
If they wanted it to curl more, the sweeper that was sweeping there would have stopped, and they would have had the hair
Want to
broom
stick it this time?
sweep from the other side.
Yep.
Okay.
Just control.
Now the other thing I've noticed is
I think I
that
just loaded
I think
that a
it's
bit.
Lindsay
It's
Bell
straighter than I thought.
on the Horton team has
Make it.
her hair broom is kind of like has a niche in the middle where the broom hairs are shorter.
It's concave almost.
Well,
No. Whoa,
different
whoa.
broom manufacturers try all sorts of different,
Yep.
Hard, Jen! Hard, Jen!
slightly different styles,
Hard.
slightly different shapes and orientations, but my buck says that there isn't a hell of beans difference between.
A full brush
Yeah,
and a half
no.
a brush. Right?
Perhaps the degree of stiffness of the bristles is slightly different.
So Horton playing for the wings here. Still trying to get a deuce.
Well, effectively with Last Rock, she's trying to burn an
Trying
end
to
here.
get the blank now.
Yeah, she's. If she were trying hard for a deuce, she'd be throwing a corner guard, but she's effectively resigned to burning this end off, saving a little bit of time, banking it at a time, and
Yeah.
carrying the hammer into the next end.
Yeah, most of this end was behind the tee line, so they're she elected to keep it clean versus just freezing to the back stone. A couple of shots.
Hello. Yes, Jen! Hard, Jen! Hard, Jen! Yep, hard!
So she's sweeping to hold this straight,
Yes,
as straight as she can.
Clean.
Yep.
You're good.
Nope.
Do you guys think that the left
Good
side
throw.
here is
If the other sweeper had been sweeping, it would have facilitated the curl of the stone.
I think so.
Yeah.
Probably an inch or two.
Yes, sir. I'm so thirsty.
Clean. Lindsay.
No, Jess.
Jess.
Hold it straight.
Marcus!
Hold it straight is what
Yeah.
she's saying.
So she started the call for the
Play me out turn.
Additional curl.
hairbrush,
That's
and
right.
then she switched off to keeping it straight. Exactly. You know how we curl, Doug? It's just a matter of you beg somebody up there to sweep.
Yeah, just get them to sweep.
They even remember their team players' names. Okay, Leslie, your turn to sweep.
Yeah. It's very interesting how they can manipulate the curling of the rock.
Hard, right up.
She's trying to hold this as straight as she can.
Whoa.
I'll make it easy for her.
And now she was going straight across the rock the whole way down. So she just wanted to keep it straight all the way, right?
Well, you think she was going straight across. She's generally sweeping on an angle. For that
is it?
matter, yeah.
Okay.
For that matter, the away brush stroke is much more powerful than the pull. brush stroke.
Okay.
Hit and roll away.
Yeah.
Hard, Jess.
So she's trying
Keeping
to
it
keep it straight.
Keeping it straight.
Okay.
No, she's going to hit it dead on. It looks
Dead
like.
on.
Wait. One.
So I'm a little surprised she was sweeping it to keep it straight rather than letting it curl.
To over curl, yeah.
Well, a number of different ideas going on there. Not the least of which is that it's always nice to be scoring your points in the even ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's
Feel
now
about the weight of my 6 rock.
You like that?
established
Your
that
curls a lot more.
they can score in the even ends, and they're going to let Team Marshall score in the odd
Would
ends.
have been out here. Mine was.
She'll bide her time and score multiple points in a later end, where she will get lots of stones in play.
A little surprised she's declaring that from the start. It's an early end.
Indeed. It's very early to be doing that, but
Yeah.
you want to keep this. These teams are all very competitive. They want to keep close
Yeah.
early on. They don't want to let something get out of control.
It's nice. 2-3. 6. I thought we were going up.
There's some really nice swings in the ice. The whole in this particular sheet anyway, it's curling about 4 to 5 feet, eh?
Well, the Mississauga Golf Country Club invested in new curling stones this year,
Yeah.
and they've also invested in the knowledge to maintain the ice really well. Scott Muir
Yeah.
is a fantastic ice maker, and he maintains this new set of stones really well, so that the club has, and its members,
No, we're fine.
Yeah.
and guests obviously,
Go, Jack.
have the pleasure of ice that curls 4 or 5 feet.
What do you
It's got some really nice curl.
It does. Look at this.
Yeah, look at that. That's beautiful.
And the weight, when
Makes
the
for-
weight's
makes for
right
interest-
and the weight
makes for-
comes down, it
just
really
takes off.
moves.
Eh? In that last 3 feet, it must have curled a foot.
Yeah, makes for marvelously entertaining curling.
Not even taking your time. You might want to go.
Now she's just trying to freeze down to this.
Yep, they're calling the weight
7.
4 or 5, which means top 8. Now the girls, the sweepers say 7, which means T-line. So it's heavier
And they
than
try to
she
get
wants
it
it
by
to be.
there.
Okay, that's
Rubs
fine.
off and rolls. Not good at all.
No.
Because Marshall will now strike this, roll to the corner, and sit 2. If she does that, Team Horton will be challenged. Do we play extremely aggressively, or do we concede the deuce that we've that Team Marshall has effectively earned.
Yeah.
Yep, Bam, yep, Bam.
So now she's trying to keep this straight.
Yes, she is. She is,
Yeah.
but she won't be successful.
No, it just once it starts to go, it goes.
Okay.
Although
Not a
it's
bad result, though. No, not a brutal result.
Yeah,
Well, it's another way to get another rocket over to the side, isn't it?
10.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Jennifer Whale.
We haven't rolled out that way yet,
Currently plays at Trent. Jennifer Whale throwing the out turn.
Do you think she wants this T line?
Yeah, she does. She will do. She'll want it in the position where if Horton hits it, it'll be difficult for her to roll a shot.
Roll, yeah.
Roll high and shot in
Yeah.
the miss.
So she's trying to get the hit and roll here.
Yeah, you can see where that stone is. If they strike half the stone and they roll behind the guard, they'll be effectively at the tee line.
Yeah.
Close, Kim. Kim. Go, Kim. Nice.
No roll.
so. Might just be getting to that point where it's straight.
That's what I thought. This is when it did it last time.
Jen Whale being asked for the hit and probably hitting the stick
Hit and stick, yeah.
once again.
Hold down.
Do a little hack weight there.
Yep. Hard down. Hard.
Tad more.
Good throw. I think it's just straight now.
Nose hit.
Yeah.
When she was stopped there, it scared me.
11. Pick it up. Right over.
Yeah, before you said call it on, I was like, okay, I'm ready.
Time.
Nice 9. Close. Yep.
Jess.
Oh. Real close. Little bit. Lens. Go. 9-3.
Not quite the roll she was looking for.
Marshall's got the option of rolling underneath the guard at this point, or rolling to the open side.
Yeah.
All right, let's make it.
There's a lot of side-to-side switching of brooms going
That's a
on.
big roll if possible.
There is.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And
Let's
it
do it.
depends on what direction they want the stone to be able to curl in. So, because Jan Whale on the left-hand side has the hairbrush, when she sweeps, it'll only be for direction. Actually, with this weight, it's not going
So
to
they're
matter too
trying to
much.
keep this straight and roll,
Whoa!
roll to the
Yep,
other.
they were
Jen.
Now they're trying to make it curl.
Yeah. Oh, they're trying to go to the inside.
Yeah,
No,
so
just
trying to
at
go
the
to
end.
the inside and then roll behind the guard, I think.
Was the initial call going rolling the other way though?
I thought it was, to be honest,
That's what I
but
thought so too.
I was busy switching cameras, so
Yeah.
Do not want
I'm not entirely sure.
Because they did originally sweep to keep it straight.
So now she's going to try to hit on the other stone and roll.
Jessica now.
Jessica!
Make it curl.
Calling
Make it
Jessica to
curl.
make it curl. Usually a good curl on that side. Not
9-5.
Catch,
Okay. Yeah.
catch too much weight.
I just wanted to make sure on this side. I knew that side was.
Well, if he knows it, they have the same shot again. Like if we don't, they do. Just control, yeah? Yeah, that's what I said.
So
All right.
Emily Lloyd in the hack.
Do it.
So they're going to try the same thing, hit and roll in.
Whoa! Nicole's rock!
now trying to put the curl
Hard!
on.
Yeah.
Hard!
Look at it go.
Oh, look at it
Look
go.
at that
Holy.
go.
Boy.
That
Sit
rock
down.
curled 3/4 of a rock
just, like-
once it came to the hog line.
Yeah.
We were nose, and then we were like off the rock.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I guessed it wrong. It was like, I guess 3/4 of a rock. It only curled 2/3 of a rock.
You got to be a little bit better than that, Bob.
Come on, Bob. Get it together. We got you here for a reason.
Yeah.
It's that precision.
We're not sure. No,
It's that accounting back.
I'm here because nobody else showed up. That's all.
Actually, in this case, that's true, isn't it?
That's because some guy named Hugh. I mean, we won't say who was doing the scheduling and oops, forgot a draw.
17 draws. I got a book and I blow one.
Yeah.
I won't live it.
The OCA is going to reconsider your position. you're definitely not going to be draw master.
Hey, I've never claimed to be able to put a draw together well. Anyway, here Lauren Horton with her first. It's going to try and hit and roll underneath the center guard.
The person with the most furrowed brow here today is
Ooh,
Scott Muir
she's
sitting
got a
over there.
good-looking shot. Oh,
Just a little.
just missed it. It just finishes so quickly.
Even with that weight, it curled, eh?
Absolutely.
You have to be 3 strokes ahead of what you think you have to be.
Yeah.
It just.
It's a matter of weight control. It's all a matter of weight
Roll
control.
under.
But it looks like the ice is running pretty fast today, too, or tonight.
Oh, it's running
Control.
Eh?
very fast. It's running.
That
It's a little
last
faster
one
than
was like
25 seconds.
fourth
Yeah,
class, just so you
that's
guys know.
quick.
So can you explain 25 seconds from where to where?
Yeah, from hog. If you were to take a stopwatch and start
Now?
it now
Hard, Jen! Hard, Jen!
and stop it when a draw stops at the T line. Look at that, they missed 2 here on exactly that over curl.
Yeah.
Super sweeping job.
You know, Kirsten's going to take a couple of inches of extra ice
Yeah.
going forward down that side.
Well, we've noticed that throughout the draw, that on this side they've tended to underestimate the amount of curl, even on the takeouts.
Let's listen to the conversation. All we can hear is that Murphy kid yelling out there. Who gave her a mic? She doesn't. She's loud enough. She doesn't need a mic.
And I think she's yelling a little bit in frustration right now. She's,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Playing in the third end, she's down 3-1 to Little. Little looking for her first victory. Although it looks like she's winning 2 currently, but
Trying to tuck this out of the center.
Let's go. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Okay.
back over here in sheet D, back of the 4-foot. Marshall's calling for the hit.
The hit and stick. Either tad or roll.
I was expecting since yours. maybe
Getting some
over.
feedback from fans saying one of the players' mic sets is up a little too loud, so we're bumping it down. That kind of feedback is really constructive because we can't hear ourselves out in the internet land. So
Yeah.
Jen.
Glad to know some fan is awake right now.
Hard. Good.
With Bob and Doug McKenzie here.
Yeah, that's right.
So there we go. Third end gives us a blank.
Yeah, it was a good end. Good blank by
Marshall will retain.
It's an interesting end. You know, there were a number of shots that weren't just where they were hoping
Okay.
to end up. Shift from the score 2 to score 0.
And probably the ice changes from sheet to sheet and from the time of day and with the weather conditions, right, Hugh?
Oh, absolutely, and with the setup. I mean, Scott's been working to get Scott Muir, the ice maker's been working to get this ice ready for athletes that are planning on sweeping end to end for 10 ends.
Yeah,
and you're going to get a different setup for that than you will for the guys that are only going to play 8 ends and really only tickle the ice a little bit on their way down.
Because the first couple ends they've been playing fairly conservative. Nobody really taken the aggressive approach yet.
So now that even-end advantage in terms of scoring shifts over to Marshall.
And with this stone coming off of the center line, that's effectively a corner guard for Team Marshall, and she's called to come around.
Yeah.
So she's effectively declaring
So
that she's planning on playing aggressively for a 2 here.
First. Yeah.
It's moving.
She must have heard me.
It's
Hard, guys. You still got
really
it.
moving.
Okay, well, roll it off.
Boy, that really went.
It did go. And the Horton rock seemed to move a bit too.
Okay, we're going to mix it up this end. You got a center guard, you got a corner guard, and you've got the team without last rock asking for a come around.
Coming around, yeah.
This will get entertaining
this
in a
could be
hurry.
Interesting end.
Alright. We got a good grip on Wade, so let's just keep it up, okay? 8 great rocks.
Wade's pretty good. 5-6.
Line's great. Line's perfect. Give me a little
And watch this come at the end here.
Gotta go for Wade. Gotta go for Wade.
Line's perfect.
So it's passed by a good 6 inches. Let's see where it gets to.
That's good.
Fully buried.
Fully buried.
Do you want to run it? Yep.
And that's fully buried, only 4 feet behind the guard.
That's right.
Do you want to throw controller, Norm?
Now, did you notice, Doug, that they had a bit of a...
25-3.
The Marshall team had a bit of a team meeting out there.
Yeah.
All on the other side of the hog line. But they still had a full team meeting
Yeah.
to discuss what they were doing.
Yeah. So she's going for a
Yep,
run
Jen.
back.
Yep, Jen. Hard.
This is really going too.
Hard.
Nice shot.
She really held it well.
Fantastic shot.
Really good sweeping there as well.
See if it comes back. No, it doesn't.
She would have liked to have held that in the house,
Yeah.
but she's managed to take the play off of the center line.
Yeah. Still left that guard out there. Now, why is she coming around her opponent's rock versus her own rock?
No, she's simply being aggressive. She feels comfortable at this point that they can make more shots than their opponents, and that stone is close to the center line. So it's something that they can tuck around and play in the forefoot.
And she narrows the scoring zone considerably.
It's not to say it's not dangerous though, but that's a great shot in the top of the forefoot around a
Beautiful weight.
card
Beautiful
that's close to
weight.
the center.
You notice just slightly less curl coming this way.
Yeah. So another run back.
I thought out of your hand you were.
So this is Jen Whale
Carried nicely.
throwing the in-turn run back. Good looking release.
Yeah.
Nicole.
Starts to
Nicole,
go now.
Calling for a curl.
Yeah.
Curl. Just.
A good shot and rolls it behind.
nice
the
roll.
Fine. Yeah.
Good. Beauty. Real
Yeah,
nice.
doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, that's a very good shot.
She's set herself up for 2 points now.
Good way to.
Team Horton will do the rest to run this one back.
Yeah.
A little bit more challenging run back.
Yeah, it's a longer run back, and it's actually an angle run back. If she makes it perfectly, she'll stick one in the house, and she'll end up with a center guard. But it is a really challenging shot.
Jessica. Hard, Jess. You aren't even close. Yep. Okay, we'll roll it out.
No.
So she's just taking this out.
And you can be certain that Kirsten Marshall will go right around that corner guard.
Did I just hear a door open?
Pardon me?
Did I just hear a door
Yeah,
open?
they'll-
Let's go, Kimmy. I think it's just important to say
they're taking a peek.
I think this is right. We're going to spit too early at it. It calls so hard at the end.
Even on seat she, there's a nice curl over there. That was a beautiful draw.
Did you say seat she?
Yeah, Nicole.
You're as bad as me.
Where is it?
Here we go.
Whoa.
7.
Out turn, come around the guard.
I don't want to go.
T-line weight is what she's
How
saying.
off are we?
Looks a little heavy.
Well, they're calling 7, which is T-line weight.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
They were correct on the weight call.
Yeah, they
You
were.
like this?
Okay, someone's drank out of that. This one's mine.
Either that or this. I think you play that.
It's confirmed. I'm so thirsty. They're like 2 ends. Sorry.
Well, this is Horton's declaration that she can make more shots than Kirsten Marshall. Very aggressive
Yes.
Lots around.
come around.
Jess only. Only Jess.
Even respecting that this one is in just behind the T line.
Only for me.
So she's trying to do a freeze here. Nice looking shot.
Get it there. That's
You know what?
great.
Brilliant shot.
Great
What a
shot.
great
Yeah,
shot.
that's worth applause, people.
That's a lot. That's a lot harder than it looks.
That's a great shot.
I like
Yeah.
it. Just nose, yeah?
You
Yeah.
try the nose run back?
Go Norm.
Alright, let's do it.
This is a good call too, because if she's outside, she opens it up for her next shot.
Yeah, it's moved big at the end. Oh yeah, like you were out like. We were out before, like just before the hobby.
Yep, Nicole. Whoa. Yep.
Trying to keep it straight.
Okay, roll the shooter. Roll it. Harder. Okay, that's fine.
So she's
Guard.
called the roll over a little bit to try to protect the other rock after the shot was off
I don't like
nose.
that either.
Just a second that she called you off.
Yeah, they were trying to move that as far as they could, because now they take away
Really?
that draw on the other side. It comes down later in the end.
Up to you guys.
And Horton's kind of trying to decide between
Is that okay now?
drawing down to the rock or maybe taking a hit. Her rock is kind of frozen to the yellow rock.
Yeah, so they'll
So a
play
hit
the
and a roll back over towards the buried rock.
Exactly.
Now, why didn't she put up a guard here, Hugh?
She's playing in some respect conservatively by making sure that those 2 stones can't actually count on her. Now
Yeah.
that said, the freeze that she's got on the 4-foot is just about as good as it gets.
Roll it.
And she matches it with a pretty good hit and roll.
8-6.
It's a pretty good hit and roll. They've rolled. I mean, they're now playing behind the T line, and Kirsten Marshall can
I can't see what. I don't know
potentially
what you're
engineer
asking.
something with 3 more stones.
It looks like they're talking about a hit and a roll back
I got
over
that.
to sit on top of that red rock.
Yeah.
I think we need to hit something. I think we need to hit. I can see like 3/4 of that red. Yeah. What? Wait.
Board.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's make it.
So a board weight out-turn hit.
She says she can see 3/4 of the rock.
Yep, Jen. Hard, Jen. Hard. He still got it. Whoa.
There is a lot of curl, even with weight.
Yeah.
So Horton considering coming down and sitting on top of her rock.
That doesn't give them a double.
Do you like that?
This end really turned around with a few great shots.
It's a combination of great shots and a little bit unanticipated curl.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Bob.
Yeah. I gave you middle.
Okay, mine curls
I think
a
with
lot.
the rocks being new,
You guys like this? Or
there's
something
a lot
else?
of
First thought, but
weight sensitivity. A lot
Yeah.
more than you would anticipate.
don't play this, right?
We've seen a lot of shots just curl a little bit more than they were seem to
Just
be
missing
anticipating.
by a little bit.
Do you like this? A little bit less than this for him, and she made it to the 8-foot way over there. Okay. Wait.
I'm going to do a quick update across the sheets. After 3 ends, Little is ahead of Murphy, 4-1. Murphy has the hammer in the 4th end. On sheet B, Greenwood and Rosan looks like they blanked the 3rd end, so they're tied at 1-1.
Totally you.
On sheet C, a little bit of a surprise going on with Ald trailing Brandwood by 3-0.
Line's perfect. Make it there. That's good.
Where's the yellow?
That's a nice freeze there.
That's a great freeze.
Just the way she called it.
That's why we made sure we just keep rolling the arms blindfold. Like all blindfold.
It's amazing how how dynamic the end is. It switches the
Oh, it
advantage
switches
from
back
one
and
player.
forth. Yeah, you're right.
The ladies' games have tend to be very close, really well contested.
Yes, very, very impressed.
Could you not? I like that call.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know,
All
Doug.
right. So Norm to firm.
I think she's coming to
She's hit. Trying to get
be
a
moving some Branded here, I think.
free it up a bit.
Yeah.
Well, the call is normal to firm, so
The signal to weight was a little up.
Nicole.
they needed to curl.
Hard, Nicole.
And,
Pretty close.
Okay.
Interesting.
Boy.
well,
Like there was another.
Yep. I think keep it to
I think we roll a little Lindsay's way. Can we? Or I think nosy right there is not that great. Like this? A little bit less.
So what do you think, Hugh? This shot will leave Marshall with a hit for 1?
yeah, exactly. I think it's always nice when you don't have last rock to make another skip throw against 4.
Do you think she'll want to just do a little hit and roll on the left-hand side there?
Lindsay!
You know, the roll is probably not a bad call.
Hard lens!
Rolls,
I think
she
that's
leaves a bit of a hole. She
Sit down.
for a
nice.
draw to slide
Good.
through.
That's a good result.
If she'd left that, hit that on the beak, there would have been a grand wall of stone
Yeah.
for Marshall. But
Yeah.
I didn't want to nose it. Nose is pretty easy.
Yeah. Good. Good in.
Real good. Yeah, way to
So in effect, there's a. Well, no, that rock's a little bit further away than it looks from the side.
He's just doing a straight draw here.
It's just going to.
This is
I think
her
she
last,
called. I
is
think
this
she
her
called.
last stone?
Yeah, last rock. I think she
Okay.
called a hit.
Oh, did she?
I think she did.
no, she just watched one slide down there.
Yeah, you're right, Pat.
close.
Curl.
Goal,
Got a
Nicole.
kind of it.
Get Nicole.
Time for
Get
the
Nicole.
Just enough.
Perfect shot.
Yeah, good shot. Good shot.
Worth one. You can look for a long while. That's one.
Let's not do that again.
Yeah, let's not do that
Let's
again.
not do that again. So,
You know, it's just as it came across the hog, she called for Nicole to get on it.
to help
With the hair
curl.
room.
Yep, help with the curl just a little bit. You know, that help with the curl only happens if you throw very controlled weight. If you throw it through the break points, you can sweep all you like.
I like the
That
tight
sort of
card.
thing. It's not going to affect the
Let's do
path.
it.
But with controlled weight, it can be a useful tool.
Then do we throw corner? If she goes in, we can definitely have it. Yeah. What side would we like to go
Let's go. Let's do it. Keep it up, ladies.
So Nicole Tikai being asked to throw the out turn.
Just leave. Just on its own. On its own.
Out turn top
We're like
post
team.
draw.
Yeah, we're sliding back of the house. The same
A
way
little
she's
heavy.
doing her draws. Okay.
T-line.
Well, they called her sliding to the back of the house. Is
but.
chatter I heard.
Okay, we'll just stack another.
So Horton's option to throw up corner guards and start looking for the deuce, or to move that out of play.
We're in a good place. Let's just spot in, just
The corner guards it is.
not bad. We're all not bad.
She says she's confident.
Hard over. Over and off.
We got on the board.
Yeah, let's make it good.
Yep.
And we have even ends. Tell her to tap the top of that.
Okay.
So they called it a 2, and it curled almost 4 feet from just this side of the hog line.
Wait, better. 2. 2.
Ems rock when you get a chance. Emily, go. Go. Easy, easy, easy. Little more, little more. Yep. Good.
Nice shot. Nice sweep. You shouldn't have got off there for that 1 second.
Yep. Yes. Just a play.
We're a bit light, yeah.
Yep. Hard. No.
No, they won't be pleased with that.
Okay.
It's doing nothing but cluttering up the center of the sheet.
I didn't think so. Right out of your hand, I thought you were like bumping it.
rock is moving quite a bit too.
It is, and it's come up short as well.
I'm thinking we need to clean some of this up. We're probably just gonna sit there though. Sure. Ready?
Wait, was really good.
Sorry.
Oh, look! Look! Our event co-chair, Mark Crawley's joined us.
Good afternoon.
Hey, how are you, Mark?
Just visiting down on sheet A, where Team Murphy just scored 2 to bring the score to 4-3 for Team Little.
Yep. Hard! Hard! Whoa! Atta girl.
Opens up the middle.
Very nice shot.
Good shot indeed. There's a lot of granite in front of the house now.
We're also going to put more granite in front of the house.
She is indeed. I mean, she's effectively declared, I'm playing a steel end here. Or a hard force in any case.
Soon be up to 200 pounds of granite in front of the house.
Yeah, gotta go fly, Nicole. Stay on it, Nicole.
Just walking through the lounge on my way over here, and it's a full house here. We've got a great crowd. Friday afternoon, everybody's off work and coming to watch some great curling.
Come on down to the Mississauga Golf Country Club and enjoy the Ontario Junior Curling Championship, brought to you by Longos and Remax,
Scotiabank, Tico, Clarkson Pump.
the Clarkson Pump and Patio. You know, we love the Clarkson Pump and Patio.
Not when we get our pub here at the club, I'll tell you.
Also Port Credit Residences, one of our great sponsors.
And who can forget White Oak?
White Oak.
Paytrack, Foil Corrugate. We've had excellent support from our sponsors here.
Yes, thanks to our sponsors, we've been able to put a little extra in the funds for the players' enjoyment. Last night we had a full course prime rib dinner. They really loved it. Enjoyed it very much. And we have a number of the materials for this are going to be donated to Homes for Humanity, or was it Eden?
The plywood and carpet are going to Habitat for Humanity for their work in building residences in the community. Our blankets that we have out here for our on-ice seating are going to a homeless shelter for 16 to 20-year-olds called Our Place Peel. And we have our Game of Thrones with our 50-50 draw, and the money there raised is going to Erin Oak Kids Center. So some lovely community resources that are going to benefit from this event as well.
It's great of you to organize it, Mark.
Well, it's the whole committee that was there involved in all this.
Sit down.
So we neglected to mention a couple other sponsors there. Remax is one of our sponsors, and Deeth and Company.
You got it.
My apologies.
Which was the other one again?
Deeth and Company.
Oh, Deeth and Company, of course.
Yeah, they're local Port Credit accountants.
And then, of course, is our title sponsor, Pepsi.
Yeah, that's one of the Ontario Curling Association's principal sponsors.
And behind the scenes, there's a number of additional sponsors, both at the OCA level and at the club level. So we've been very fortunate with the generosity of our sponsors and our members as sponsors. And we're getting paid great dividends from the competition here, that the skill that's being shown. Good fan support.
Excellent. As I say, it's a full house here in the Curling Lounge.
And there's even a couple dozen people out there shivering under blankets on the ice.
So they're hoping for a double here, Hugh, or
They are indeed.
content with just
It looks
the
like
one?
they've got one. There's a great
Excellent shot.
Great
from
shot.
Gannon. Real shooter. She really does play well.
Is that rock in?
same weight, I guess.
So a quick survey across the sheets. Over on sheet A, as Mark mentioned, Murphy took a deuce in the fourth end to trail 4-3 against Little. On sheet B, Greenwood trails Roson 3-1. Again in the fourth end. On sheet C, Ald, who to this point has been undefeated, took 2 in the fourth end to trail 3-2 to Brandwood. And here we are.
Sweepers worked really hard to get just a little bite of that rock.
Here we're 3-1 in the fourth end. Oh, got her own first.
Okay.
She just nudged her own out as well. Could have moved that on almost.
Good sleep, Jess.
So Marshall's going to force the issue by throwing the come around the corner at this stage.
Wanted to make sure. Okay, good.
Sorry. Got it going on you.
Just that we needed to.
Yeah, I like that.
Thought it was too clustered. We could sit there with 2 guards, that'd be perfect, because she can't get in there. And we can play with them after, right?
Like quite a buzz amongst the fans over there on sheet A. We'll see what's happening over there.
Yep, really hard.
Lots of rocks
really
in play.
Hard. Yep,
There are
yep,
lots of
yep.
rocks in play.
Yep, 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 guys. You got it. Right back. Hard, hard, hard.
These are some encouraging team members,
Yep,
aren't
yep,
they?
you got it, girls. Go, 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 go.
Swooping hard, but still coming up just a little short of the house.
Didn't get there.
So any chance to...
Well, Lauren Horton has 2 stones. Marshall only has 1 left, so Horton will do her best to try and tuck one behind that in a place that Marshall can't either hit it or out count it. She doesn't want to slide behind the tee line. Wants to keep it top 4 or top 8 behind that card. She just watched Marshall's stone slide down almost this path.
It's a little hard to tell from this angle, but there is quite a bit of distance between that yellow rock and the top of the house, so she does have a lot of room to come in behind there.
Well, she thinks she's got lots of weight.
Ankle.
She called angle.
Go in sideways.
It looks like she's got
Yep,
lots of weight on this one.
Yep,
Probably a little deeper than she'd like it to be.
Just behind the tee line. Chance for Marshall. The fans are really buzzing over there behind sheet A. It looks like Little got a rub off the guard. And Murphy may be lying 2, trying to steal.
So Marshall throwing the freeze here on sheet 4.
Whoa.
D.
Okay, you can probably go soon.
Jen's rock. Whoa,
Jen's rock. Whoa.
This looks a little energetic.
Curl. No.
And a little bit deeper than she'd like, and just touching that red
Sorry, I
rock.
knew that was too much ice.
No, she says it was too much ice, but really, she just threw a little bit too hard.
Sorry, guys.
So you're thinking she
How
was
was
wanting
the
to just
split?
sit there, or even just push the red one back a
No,
little bit?
heavens, she was really
Just
just
to sit.
I
freezing.
think it's probably
Yeah.
65.
So definitely too much weight.
I didn't get it.
The yellow rock now sits at the very
called
back
less
of the
ice.
8-foot.
It's okay.
So having just thrown this shot, Horton gets to do it again.
So if she can bring this in for 2, then we sit with a tie game.
Long hair problems.
There's a lot of rocks in play on sheet C as well.
Good looking draw coming here.
And that's coming over very nicely.
Never a doubt.
And we'll sit for 2.
So after 5, we have a tie game here on sheet D. Setting up for their
5 ends
break.
down, 5 minutes to go.
So one of the things we should maybe mention for our fans out there is that these rocks are our club rocks here. They do not have the little lights on them to indicate hogline violations.
And the OCA says no hogline judge. It's up to the players to call any hogged rocks.
Although I'm sure the OCA officials are keeping their watch, keeping an eye on them, just to make sure there's no flagrant violations there. So I'm always impressed with these ladies and how great their form is in delivering the rock.
It's called youth.
Youth, but strength, I think. I think these players are not like the players of old where they're just coming out to play. I think these ladies hit the gym quite hard.
Well, if you watch their warm-up routine, which starts at least a half an hour before the game, and that doesn't include whatever warm-up they do up in the locker room. Most of our club curlers here, their warm-up consists of walking down the stairs to get onto the rink.
That's just in the guest. Watch right there. So yeah, Murphy's sitting in the deuce. But they've got all sorts of things to go back.
So while we're at our 5th end break on sheet D, we're also watching sheet A, where we have a lot of stones in play. We've got 6 red rocks and 2 yellow rocks in the house, which at this level you don't see a lot. Right now yellow is sitting 2.
Little throwing her last rock, and she's got a couple of possibilities to prevent the steal.
So over on sheet B, at the end of 5 ends, we have Team Rosan with 5 and Team Greenwood with 1.
Rosan is playing for their first win. Greenwood trying to avoid their 3rd loss. Last rock coming all the way over the other side of the rink over on sheet A. Little's rock just approaching the house. We'll see it on camera, our cameras in a minute.
And she's able to take out one of the yellow rocks.
She just took one of the yellow rocks out, but Justin Murphy steals one to tie the game at 4 after 5 ends. So after 5 ends, we have 2 tied games on the bookends, sheets A and D. Little and Murphy tied, and Horton and Marshall tied.
Well, Bob, we've got a few minutes left in the 5th end break. Tell us about some of your international curling experience.
Oh, of course not. We've had a lot of fun curling internationally. That's one great thing about the sport. We used to travel quite a bit in playing in summer spiels. So we've played a few summer spiels in Europe, which is just a grand experience. And the first time we went out, these spiels are open, so you play men's teams, women's teams, what we would normally call mixed teams, and anything in between. And we were in Cortina, and it was first time I've ever played, and the only time I've ever played outdoors. It was in June. It was 24 degrees. We were playing in the stadium from the 1952 Winter Olympics. The Olympic rings were up there as an Olympic site. They retained them. And we played, and it was an open air. They had a big canvas covering on it. It was open-aired. You looked out across the Dolomites as the sun set. It was beautiful. Then it rained, and the awning came in useful. And then the fog built up, so when you were in your hack, you couldn't see your skip due to the fog. It's just a marvelous experience.
Nothing quite like it.
Nothing. It was just, a great memory.
So how does someone find out about these spiels?
Actually, the International Curling Association lists a number of spiels. And you just go and look for them and pick the month you want to play and where you want to play. So we've been in Cortina twice, Prague, another game in the remote Alps in Switzerland, and played in Paris.
Great way to see the world.
It is a great way to see the world. And the amazing thing is, back then when we were doing this, running into teams, groups from Russia, a couple of them were on the Olympic team, playing with against a world champion. I'll tell more about that later. Back to this game.
Quite an experience.
Yeah.
So we're into the 6th end. Team Horton putting their first rock up at the top of the house.
And Marshall choosing to ignore it and put up a corner guard.
Bit of a declaration of battle, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Would you call that a bit of an in-between shot by Horton there?
Well, it's a style that Horton, I'm not sure Horton would have called to come around the corner guard. She doesn't have last rock. She would have been coming around that. I call it a miss. She was probably trying to come around the center guard or move it up.
No, she was.
Did you see the call? The original call?
The original call appeared to be a draw to the 8 foot behind the corner guard.
Well, you know what? That's an aggressive cutoff shot. Prevent the opponent, the team with last rock, from trying to get behind the corner guard.
Now, I'm not sure what Marshall was doing there. Because
Well, Marshall was coming around the outside to get one
well short.
And the call here to raise her red rock on the center line.
Yeah. She's Horton is trying to own the center of the sheet. Marshall is trying to draw the play to the corner of the sheet.
Leaving things open for her last shot.
I'm wondering if the ice tightened up a little bit during the break.
It might very well have, because those stones probably aren't exactly where they wanted them to be. Now, this is a good-looking shot.
This is a very good shot.
Just move.
So currently sitting 3.
I can't hear you. Yeah. Move more.
A little emphatic placement of the broom there. Did you notice?
No, I didn't notice, actually.
I think she, in her defense, I think she was trying to get it at the right angle for her call.
Yep, whoa,
Do you want to be a guest speaker here on the?
Yep,
I'll call you up later on. Get out, Matt. Go sit in the cold. Go sit in the cold.
Oh, did that work out nicely?
That's good.
So she's able to rub them off the forefoot. Leaves the center guards, but the one that was on the forefoot really was a dangerous stone. So even though we are only in setup stones yet.
Whatever you say.
This one maybe a little bit deeper, yeah. A little deeper than they want it. If it stays in the forefoot, it's fully buried. It's going to cut down again. It's going to cut down the scoring zone completely. So
Same weight.
you're going to watch Marshall try and jam the yellow stone. Jam the yellow stone onto the red and keep the yellow stone around in the top 12 foot. With a corner guard in front of it.
Yeah, Nicole. No, yeah.
Just like this.
Just like that. Lovely shot.
So he's all the way over to the tee line, in fact. That's a great shot.
And again, opens it up quite nicely.
If Horton's roll doesn't sit right in front of the one that's in the back of the forefoot, Marshall will get her deuce. Or will certainly be set up to get her deuce. Kim Gannon throwing the out turn. Ooh, hard for a piece is not good. That's never a happy call.
Ooh. Just slides by.
I don't mind this. Away from center. Sure. Unless you like this. Sure. Okay.
Really, the only place she doesn't want to roll here
Yep.
is behind those two corner guards that are up on the left-hand side.
And why is that, Hugh?
Well, if she rolls behind those two corner guards, it'll be guarded, but behind the tee line, and Horton will be more than happy to draw one down in front of them.
Right.
In front of it.
Yeah, Nicole. Yeah, Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Hard.
It's really moving.
Hard. Yep. Hard.
She may be jamming on this outside one.
No, she got a bit of a break.
Fantastic
yeah,
shot.
Absolutely a break. But she'll be pleased with that. Pleased with the result, in any case.
So Horton looks like she's trying to hit just off the nose and roll in behind these guards.
Yeah, that's exactly what she's going to try.
Which would still leave Marshall with the draw down to that point, but again, it's behind the...
Yeah, if it's behind the guards, it'll be shot.
Nope, no movement.
Not a roll.
Even a little roll this way is good.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Good
Just
call, young
control.
lady.
Yep. Is that good weight?
Kirsten looking for the hit and roll, but the roll to the outside.
Giving a little bit more ice.
Emily Lloyd throwing the outturn hit.
Hi, Jen. Hi, Jen. Yeah, Jen. Hi,
Sweeping
Jen.
hard.
Yeah, Jen. Hi, Jen. Hard. Someone.
Gets an inside roll.
All right.
It's a roll, all right, but
The wrong...
no sooner does
Not
it
what she
stop.
called.
No sooner does it stop than
Horton
there,
very
so-
quick to call the freeze.
Yeah.
So we talked about these rocks not having the hogline lights on them, but these players are on time clocks over the course of the game.
And what's really neat, we have a whole stack of volunteers from the club doing the timing. Doing a great job.
I would say so.
Indeed. And yet, so these players are very conscious of how long it takes to call these shots. So whenever they can save a little bit of time, that gives them a little bit of extra time in the final few ends, which are a little more crucial as far as thinking.
So the intern come around, she'll throw a T-line weight and give it to her sweepers.
And the sweepers are on it.
It's curling quite hard.
Trying to hold it straight. Sweeping across the far edge of the stone. It just rubs. Now,
But 10 feet short of where she wanted to be.
yeah, she was a little bit light for sure.
I just want to give her half a rock. I like that. You got it, girl.
Positioning this stone is something you've really got to be careful with.
So how deep will she want to be?
A biting top 8 foot. Biting top 8 foot. 2/3 around will be a really good shot.
Well, her instructions to her vice was she wanted to give her half a rock.
Well, there you go. Half around works.
And why does she want to give her anything?
Show a bit of ankle and it makes it for an interesting call.
Bob.
Got room.
Yeah, if she's fully buried around, you know what? She will not complain.
You have to go, then go. Jen's rock.
What she doesn't want to do is slide this deep enough
Just
so
puppy.
that
Oh,
Horton
look.
can tuck
heavy.
around on top of hers.
But I assume she'd like to be closing off that hole a bit
Yeah,
as
Jen.
well.
Yep, yep, Jen.
Indeed.
Yep, yep. Hard,
So it's pretty lovely.
That's a good shot.
Just biting
That's a
into the
respectful
forefoot.
shot. Horton, to be honest, Team Horton might have a triple here.
I'm just thinking that. I think she
And
left more.
she's just-
more than the ankle visible.
Yep, she's one player to make a shot like this too. Very talented young lady.
That's about it.
Marg, you asked me why I'd want a third of it rather than the whole thing.
Oh,
Buried?
definitely not the whole thing.
No. Well, no.
Buried.
If we'd buried the whole thing behind, to be honest, if you'd buried the whole thing behind and you'd been just top 8, Horton might have had the opportunity to come around that stone. It
Right.
curls that much here.
Either that or she had a run back as well, eh? If it came too far.
Yeah, and she might very well have played the run back. You're right, if it was dead buried. But
Whereas I think as I say, sometimes we just show a little ankle, then you're between shots and you're trying to make a finesse shot and just misjudge it by a little bit.
You're funny, Bob. Show a little ankle. I love that. I might actually incorporate that into my repertoire. Use it. I hope you don't mind.
No, it's not copyrighted.
No, it's not copyrighted.
Well, and we've seen a number of times over the last few days on this sheet.
This is not good at all.
See, there you go when you just show that little bit of ankle. You get tempted to make a shot. You got to cut it fine. And
what we've seen on this sheet, as it's an outside sheet here, but sometimes the curl is a little bit more than they would have anticipated.
Now, as unlucky as Horton's team was in wrecking on that center guard, they were very lucky not to have caught the guard just a little bit thin. They almost wrecked that yellow stone on the right-hand side into the house as well. And that would have been an absolute disaster. Giving up 4 here is a disaster. Giving up 5 can be a game killer.
So Team Marshall sitting 3,
Make sure.
drawing for 4.
Can't hurt it. Can't hurt it. Yep. You're on this side.
Any piece of the house.
And this certainly
No
looks like it
problem.
will get there.
Hugh, was there any percentage in trying to split that rock on at the top, just outside the house? Or just take your 1 and smile. Take your 5.
Hey, take your 4 and smile.
Take your 4 and smile.
Yeah.
Don't be too greedy.
You know what? Taking a 4 is taking the 4 would have been good enough. She could have played the split, but when you're playing a split for extra points, it's a much more complicated shot. It's both a line and a weight shot, and that level of complication makes it that much more challenging a shot. It puts extra stress on the skip, so to speak. You've only got so much stress to want to have to deal with during a game. Taking an open draw for a 4 gives you confidence.
And I would assume at this stage of the game, now being at the end of 6 ends, that 4 points is going to be almost insurmountable.
Absolutely, it's that's something that's going to be tough to come back from. But I've watched Lauren Horton play for a while, and if there's a team out there that can come back from an apparently insurmountable lead, she might be one of them.
I got 12.25.
No, she would be one of them.
She probably wouldn't be here if she couldn't.
Well, that's it.
So, still enough ends, Hugh, to be patient. Take a deuce, hold him to 1.
Take a deuce, hold them to 1.
Take another deuce.
Steal an end.
No, she's going to be aggressive, but she has an aggressive style of play at any time. So she's going to be throwing up her 2 corners and doing her best to take advantage of them.
Yeah, like he's really just sliding over like that.
Kirsten Marshall, with a 4-point cushion,
Look at my knee.
needs no stones in play. So I wouldn't be. She wouldn't be upset to see this slide through the circles.
Wanna go?
Because as soon as she has the opportunity, she'll start peeling stones.
Yeah, no. We gotta go for weight though. We're really light. Come on. We're not hogging.
Now with peeling stones, is that considered a more difficult shot just because there's a little bit less tolerance, a little bit less the sweepers can do with that?
Throwing peels, throwing solid weight hits is all good. Throwing peels is a relatively easy exercise unless you're a skip. Skips can't throw peels.
Oh, I must be a skip
peels.
then.
I'm sure they don't get called on to do that very often.
And how about tick shots?
Tight.
Wiggles.
It's nice. 7. Pretty tight.
7, 8,
Just
a little rub. So ends up in the house, but
weight
quite open.
was good. Just that little bit of a tick. I did say a tick, didn't I?
You did.
You make tick shots when you don't want to.
Control.
Kind of rotation though.
So Jennifer Whale doing the intern takeout.
That's
Roll
fine.
back to center.
That's a nice full rotation. Yeah, I just saw you come out. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Go the other way. Yep. Oh, we're overturning. Go, Kiwi, go, Kiwi, go. Go, 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 go. Go, Jess.
Nice little roll.
Partly behind
Still
cover.
open. He was leaving us. Now we can really say what we think.
Good one. You got it. I just don't think she's being patient.
So Marshall going to run this stone back onto the red in the house, I believe.
So as he was not only our commentator, he was our director. We'll be giving you the same camera angle until he returns. So running yellow back
There's
to the
that
red.
line. Pokes it into the open, but there's that line where it curls quite a bit there, even with weight.
This way.
That's okay, Jen. That's really close.
Calling to put the rock back again to split the house.
Said he might have been a down.
It's okay.
Speaker is working hard on this shot.
Oh, you're all over the guard.
It's kind of all over the guard.
Yep.
The rocks are very weight sensitive for the amount of curl that you get out of them.
Yeah, I like the outturn. Let's make it.
I'll give you an update on the other sheets in just a minute when they post the scores. Alt has come back, taking the last 3 ends in a row to go ahead in her game.
Hard, Jen!
After
Hard!
6 ends, 5 to 4. Bentwood, trying to maintain her unbeaten streak.
Team Marshall there trying to take out the red rock in the house and wrecked on the guard.
These guards can be pesky, can't they?
They can indeed. That's what they're there for.
Over on sheet A, it looks like Murphy stole one. Yes, she has. They've just posted it to... not yet.
Oh, not yet.
I just thought they were posting it, but they weren't.
They'll keep
But
us in suspense there. But
I think she took one.
throwing first rock on that end, so they've certainly scored. Team Horton trying to put another rock in play behind some cover.
Gotta go to get it by.
Go, go,
Gotta go.
Go. Okay, kids.
Again, light on the weight.
Roll away from the center.
Little light on the weight, and of course, with this swing on this ice, that means it really will curl a lot.
Sorry, guys, I bailed on you there for a minute or two. Had to deal with an issue. See a man about a horse.
Lead horse to water, did you?
I think this is round 3. Let's go.
What's been going on? So Horton's sitting one. Marshall's got Marshall's in the hack. Emily Lloyd's in the hack.
Yes, Hugh, while you've been gone, we had a few little rocks lost on the guards.
Oh, really?
Yep. Come up short, over curl.
This one's certainly going to do neither of those.
It's going to hit.
It's going to hit, and
it just spills out a little too far the other side.
now Horton.
Do you want to sit on it?
So we can now bring you the update from Sheet A. Team Murphy did score 1 in the 6th end to take a 5-4 lead.
So Horton originally considered throwing the out turn, come around to the one at the back, but she recognized that if she'd done that, taken that approach, Marshall would simply have thrown the in turn, come around that Horton has landed on. Top 8 foot, bite a piece of the forefoot around the center.
Don't lose it.
This is going beautiful. If she's got the weight. If she's got the weight, she's got a stellar shot.
Bounce past the guard.
She has just a stellar shot. Could not ask for better.
Great shot. Great sweeping.
So sitting behind cover, 2/3 of the rock in the forefoot.
That sets up her two. Just what she's looking for. So Marsha's going to take this way out wide, swooping out turn. So that she's looking for.
Get her around, that's good. I just don't know how around we can get it very shot from more. Just make sure we make it good, okay guys? What's our weight out here? What's my tolerance?
So your communication between Team Marshall there, just Skip getting information from the sweepers as to what the rock's going to run.
You know, the communication is fantastic. Asking what's the tolerance, making sure they know exactly where they can make a mistake if they're going to. It's great communication. Very impressive.
Now this is the shot
Starting to curl quite nicely in
that
there.
Horton was tempted to try,
They can get this shot.
and they
Pass.
just a rub.
You know what?
She's still shot.
It's tough to say what you shot there. That is a spectacularly good shot. Because I think it's sunk. I think it's lost behind those guards.
Very close. Both vices having a look at it.
Right.
My apologies.
My pick
Vice and
would be yellow. Marshall.
We do have an overhead camera here, which gives us a view of the house from above, but it's not totally centered over the pin, so it's a little bit hard to judge sometimes when it's that close.
Horton is telling us that they're sitting one.
That Horton is sitting one?
Yeah. They've yelled down to their
So it is red.
We're one.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to throw that card.
Mark, I think it's so many people in the lounge here that they're starting to go out to the rink to cool down. It's a warm day outside.
It is indeed, and you wonder what effect that has on the ice as well. I'm sure our ice maker Scott Muir has taken that into account.
Well, we've got a timeout going on here on sheet D. Gonna get some guidance from some very experienced coaches. I'm gonna turn down our mics and listen in on what they have to say.
And like, you just screwed yourself.
We are.
I don't think
you can go on that side.
I don't think the freeze is that good because she just has to tap it a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's the guard, but with Jess said, if we guard, she guards, then...
I don't know where you're supposed to go. go with the intern though.
And not leave her hit and roll.
Can we pick those up? Not blindly?
Yeah, but the only thing is, if she makes it better, then we can't really get to it.
And it's a little fudgy. It's hard to throw back on. Yeah.
I think the guard is our best option, to be honest.
I think that you have to draw first, just second point.
Girls and then get her around her. Learning to tap her.
Yeah.
And then try to get hers.
Yeah.
Hope she misses her guard. You know, over girls running to the drop too. Okay.
Okay, so they're going to be throwing the guard on the out-turn come-around here. Because the out-turn come-around would enable Marshall to tap their stone just short.
I think you have to play the outturn.
And once tapped in there, it'd be very difficult to get in.
Sorry. They're going to throw a guard. They're going to throw a guard on their red stone. This is interesting. If they leave the guard, if they hang this guard out, they'll actually give Marshall a come around themselves. Oh, this is an interesting call.
And how deep are they looking to put this?
Well, that's exactly the question mark.
And the answer would be?
The answer would be, I'm not sure I would throw a guard here. They could throw a freeze. Okay, they are guarding the shot that I was concerned about, just playing the in-turn rather than the out-turn. They don't want Marshall to be able to move that yellow stone shot.
That's good.
Perfectly placed shot.
It works just fine.
What if we just come like... They have like a whole...
Yeah, we gotta make sure she
So Team Marshall being so far ahead at this point, are they content to just lose one?
Oh, Team Marshall would be thrilled to give up a point. They don't want to give up 2 points. So what they're going to do is they're going to make getting the second point extremely challenging by throwing one on the left-hand side.
And how deep is she looking to go with this?
Oh, this is interesting. Tolerance is back 4, which means that she's prepared to slide one into the back 4. If she slides one into the back 4, she could easily give Horton a draw for a second point.
Oh my god, sorry. Really
Leaving the stone top 8 in front of that corner of the 4 would cut off Horton's draw for the second point.
So why would you say tolerance would be back 4 then?
That's a good question, Mark.
That's better.
Anyway, the stone is away.
Where are we?
The line looks good.
Where are we? Where are we?
She's not getting much communication from these sweepers.
Leave it then. Leave it out there. Just leave it off the area.
Vice Emily Lloyd asking.
This is a good shot. If it stops.
Sorry, that rock was just really sticky for some reason.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
It just kept sticking.
Yeah, she called that right when she was in the hack, and it seemed to stick for her as she was taking it back to cleanup.
Well,
and that was an unusual sight to see both sweepers on a rock here.
That stone taken to the top 8 foot would have made a draw into the 4 foot very challenging. I'm sure that's what Kirsten was trying to play. Came up a little bit short and was left the come-around draw for the second point.
And look at the ice that Lauren has taken here.
Oh, she effectively has to get to the button. So this is no gimme shot.
Way outside the rings.
So this is the kind of shot they pay the skips $1 million for, right?
That's it.
No, we just double their salary. It's twice 0 is 0. But we let them name the team after them. That's what they do.
Perfect.
Naming rights.
This is all about weight at this point. Those two sweepers want to park it on the tee line.
This is taking the sweepers out of it.
Yeah. So this is going to slide heavy and going to end up well at the back of the house.
Yeah, Lauren will be disappointed to be forced to her 1 point here. Putting the hammer back in Kirsten Marshall's hands.
Now, do you think there's that much difference from one side of the sheet to the other? She'd been playing most of her shots on the outturn.
No, I suspect it's pretty consistent across the sheet. The girls may argue with me, though.
Yeah, Mark, I briefly mentioned the volunteers that we have here, the volunteer timers. In addition to that, we have volunteers ranging in age from 95 down to 5. Hazel McCallion came out the other night to former Mayor of Missisauga, a member here at the club, came out to give a member's greeting to the teams at the opening ceremonies. And our youngest sign bearer was just under 5 years old. So
fantastic.
Great support from the club.
Yeah, we've had lots more people even that we can use during the course of the volunteer duties. So we really appreciate all of the members and the help that they've given us in putting on such a great event.
You're no kidding. We had there are plenty of people here to back it up. I think I should say, Bob and Marg, the two hosts for our 5 o'clock draw just showed up. The people that we thought were missing. I'd accidentally told them that it was a 7 o'clock draw, so Trevor Wall, Kirsten's husband, and Jim Wilson.
I saw Jim.
Yep, he's here as well. They were here for the 7 o'clock draw.
Well, they're welcome to come and sit in.
No, are you kidding? I bought them both a beer, and they're off doing their merry socializing at this point.
Well, I found that buying Ross and John a beer the other night really worked and got a lively...
that was a troublesome...
That was really cover the game very much.
That was a troublesome game covering.
Hi, Jen. Hi, Jen. Okay, mark your broom. Mark your broom.
So Skip Marshall asked him to mark the broom as the guard is going outside and gets to be replaced. So following the game over on sheet A, at the end of 7 ends, it's all tied up at 5. That's Team Little and Team Murphy. On sheet B, Greenwood has scored 1 in the 7th end, but Rosanne still holds a 5-3 lead. And on sheet C, 7 was blanked. So we have Team Ald holding a 4-3 lead over Team Brandwood.
And sheet A, Little had to was making a draw against 1 or 2. Couldn't really tell from here by Murphy, and drew it right to the button. There were 4, looked like 4 if not 5 rocks on the 4-foot.
Again, one of those $1 million shots from the skip.
Tick guy throwing the out-turn tick. Ooh.
So, Hugh, how difficult is it to make the tick shot or the wiggle?
Sorry, what was that?
How difficult is it to make the tick shot on the guard or the wiggle?
Sorry, I was preoccupied there. I was accosted by someone. The tick shot is a very difficult shot. You want Lisa Weigel here to play that. You're trying to move the stone effectively off to the sideline and roll your own off. Very difficult shot, but a lot of fun to try.
Kimmy, all you, line's great. Close, Kimmy, Kimmy. Go, Kimmy, go! Go, Kimmy, it's warping,
Get this past
go!
the red guard and just get it into the house.
Beautiful shot.
Overburied by like 1.5. Good sleeping.
Well, she's concerned that it's overburied, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers, and that one's sunk behind the guards. Can't be too upset about that.
When you say overburied, you're hoping she was showing a little ankle?
Oh, yeah, a little more ankle than she has showed. She was hoping that it wouldn't have curled quite that much.
Trying to get this one to stick around because I knew it wasn't going to go out.
But she was quite happy to get it past that guard.
Yeah, she's far better off there than many places she might have been. Jen Whale throwing the run back here.
I don't know.
Even if she just spills the stone off.
I don't know.
Just sneaking past everything.
Will not be pleased with that.
Give me a little bit more.
A fundamental principle. Fundamental principle in peeling guards is you always peel the high guard. And Kirsten went to run the
Line's way better this time.
tighter of the two guards there.
Line's way better.
She might have been better off trying to peel the high one.
Hard.
It's starting to come over.
All you. Where are you? We're going to be on this one. Sit out. Pretty good.
Less ice on this shot. Just call.
There's a good shot.
Got rid of one of them. So Hugh, you're on the board at the OCA. They've got to be happy with the way the event's going so far.
I think so. Yep. Dave Hutchison's here, the coordinator of all things championship related.
He seems very relaxed.
No, he is, and he's relaxed because the committee of the Missisauga Golf Country Club has done a great job of having things organized for him. Now it's just a matter of watching the curling.
Line's pretty tight.
Great go, Jen. Really nice.
Line's okay. Yeah, you're pretty tight still. Just touch center and that's it. Get out. Get out.
A whale of a shot.
I'm sure that's the first time Jen's ever heard that one.
Heard what?
Jen Whale is out on the ice. She's throwing second stones for Team Marshall, and someone said that was a whale of a shot.
Oh, I see.
Yep. Hard. Whoa, no. Go, Nicole. Hard on the roll.
That's fine.
Peeling off the high guard is always a good call.
I'd like another one. You threw that
So this must be about the point where the athletes start feeling the fatigue.
No, it's fine. You were expecting me to. That's good.
around about the sixth end, is what you're saying?
No, the sixth end Friday afternoon.
Well,
Fifth game.
different athletes feel fatigue at different levels, Bob. Those athletes that are winning games right now feel a lot less fatigued than those that are losing games.
You're going to be on the guard. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Get a little bit of separation. Go. Okay. Not terrible. Let's see. Can't play it this way.
You want to do?
But you're right.
I like the nose on center.
They've played a number of games now,
Yeah.
and it's both physically fatiguing and mentally fatiguing to do so.
Same way.
Okay.
I raise it because there have been a number of very close games. Many games have gone to extra ends.
Yep.
Oh, Bob.
I've got it.
Look, Bob.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Whoa.
Look,
Well, welcome to the 7 o'clock draw.
we have a special guest.
It's a great 7 o'clock draw.
It's a great 7 o'clock.
Okay,
I bet you know what's going to happen in the first 7 ends already.
I apologize. So I sent out an invitation to a number of people that I know, asking for people who would be kind enough to participate. And I said that this was a 7 o'clock draw, so Jim Wilson agreed to come to the 7 o'clock draw.
And he's early.
He's 10 minutes early. And in
Always
fact,
try to be 10 minutes early,
it
though.
was a 5 o'clock draw, so call me the fool.
Looks like some great games out here,
Oh,
though.
we've got all sorts of great games, Jim. Lots of great curling this week. We've got, and in fact, the game we're commenting on here, Jim, on sheet 6 is between Lauren Horton and Kirsten Marshall. Sheet D, yeah, sheet D. And you're welcome to talk. This is not CRTC approved or covered, so we can say just about anything.
He's miming right now.
he's
Get me out of here. I can't hear him.
You can't hear anything?
I can't hear anything, but that's okay. There's a game on.
Getting Jim wired up as opposed to wired.
Make it good. Line's great. Yep. Hard. Get it there. Hard, ladies. You got it. It's sleeping.
On the ice.
So this.
I'd hate to tap that. Okay, I would just hate to, yeah.
That's like the interview. Out.
When we play the out, we have to come wide around here. These are staggered though. These are nice.
Team Marshall looks like to have a pretty good lead going into the second.
Well, they do.
Yeah, they had a sixth end, and there was a bit of a break when Horton had a wrecked on the guard,
Sure, we're even.
left it open
Not only do they have
for
a
Marshall to come in and draw for 4.
a bit of a lead, they've also got last rock.
Otherwise, been a very tight game, very, very good game.
That last rock thing's important too, isn't it?
That last rock thing does count, doesn't it? The lounge is really a buzz tonight.
You know what? It's surprising how big a crowd here. Not surprising, but it's actually wonderful.
It's impressive.
Lots of support.
Tons of line. Whoa, take a look. Tons of line. Jen, go back.
I was watching some earlier draws, and the ice looks fantastic
It
out
is.
here.
It's running about 25.5 seconds, and it's swinging 5.5 feet. Well, depending on the rotation, depending on the handle you
This
put
sheet
on.
D is an interesting sheet because even with takeout weight, it can move a couple of feet. Surprisingly, teams every once in a while.
Well, it looks.
We've had some great shots, a couple of misses. But
Well, you know what? That's
In any curling game, you have that. Scotty looks like he knows what he's doing out here with the ice preparation.
He's beat. He's here till 12:30. Back at 5.
Can I just take a hair more?
12:30 a.m. 5 a.m.
So when he tells us he's here, he really is here.
Well, we think he's got a cot somewhere and he sleeps. He's got Dan working pretty hard, I think.
This is a pretty big shot here. If she can
hit this and roll, tuck in behind those centers, she's away to the races.
Puts a little bit of pressure.
It does indeed. That said, it would be behind the tee, wouldn't it?
Yep!
There it goes.
Hard! Hard!
There it goes.
Which opens the door for another deuce.
As I say, they move. And Marshall has not let many chances escape.
Well, she's got the same shot she just played, so that's always a nice advantage.
Unless you're a club curler, in which is the same shot, same shot, same weight.
Well,
these guys are skilled.
You know what? All these girls out here. It's been. I've been watching a little bit. It's been some amazing curling, some great talent out there.
The shot making has been terrific, and whoever emerges from this deserves to be the Ontario champion.
Just need the late.
It's amazing to see some of the kids with their parents around who've been top curlers in Ontario over the years. It's great to see a generation repeating.
Good girl.
Well, here we go. 2 points for Marshall, takes it to a 9-4
Takes
lead
two
with
to
two
go up
ends
9-4.
We talked about tenacity earlier. Lauren Horton and her team congregating at the hog line. I would not be at all surprised to see her head to the other end.
This is a big game because
Don't worry, you're not late. It's fine.
Horton is at 2 wins and 2 losses.
Take 3, steal 2. Go an extra end.
I got it, Jen.
Kirsten Marshall wants no stones.
Well, we kind of just did.
She'll lob this straight through the house.
Well, that's a pretty smart first play. They don't want any rocks in play from now on.
None at all. As soon as she has the opportunity, she'll be peeling anything. By contrast, Lauren Horton's going to throw as much stone in front of the house as she can.
Yeah, that last end, that was a pretty big shot. If she would have gotten that redstone in there, she would have had Team Marshall facing 3, which always makes things a little tougher.
Oh. Corner guard, nicely set up. Relatively tight to the house, but with the amount of swing we've got in this ice, they won't have any trouble getting behind that. And run backs are not the easiest shot when stones curl as much as they do on this ice.
Another one on its way to the parking lot.
I was listening the other night. You had a couple of cronies on here, Ross Scarrow and John Bass seemed to be having a little bit of fun.
And they were cronies.
Yeah, we're not sure what happened during the game. But
we have no idea what happened in the game.
I was calling it the Muppet Show.
Wow. They're not the Muppets. They're the 2 grumpy old men that are on the wall.
Yeah.
What are their names, Bob?
Stadler and Waldorf.
That's right. Not only did they sound like them, they actually looked like them.
They do. They were grumpy old men sitting there. They kept saying it was Pepsi, but it looked a lot like Guinness.
I'm saying nothing. Well, it's nice to see John Bass has been away from the game and try and coax him back into playing a little bit. I know he's getting the itch to play in something. So.
Well, we had him throwing the first rock, the honorary first rock the other night. He said he hasn't thrown a rock in 5 years.
Wow.
He looked pretty good. He stayed stable, and with Abel sweeping another foot direction.
Well, I'm going to argue that I saw him practicing for about 3 weeks for that first stone. He's not giving you a straight answer. Kidding.
That was really neat because, as I mentioned earlier, we had Hazel McCallion come and give a member's greeting. And Hazel said, I remember in 1983 I met you at the airport when you came back with your world championship. And so the two of them had a bit of a chuckle.
That's pretty awesome. Hazel looks exactly the same. John, not so much.
John looks a lot more like Hazel. He's still taller than Hazel, though.
Yeah, that's for now.
For now. But I tell you, when you see some of these young men curlers, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger on steroids out there.
Well, you know what? It's as I'm sure you've mentioned, it's part of the game now. Fitness is a huge part, and unless you have it, you can't compete.
That message is brought to you by the Maple Grove Chiropractic Clinic.
That's a great peel there. Looks like things are under control on sheet D for Team Marshall.
Let's blow it up quickly.
Yeah, Marshall's been cruising here at the event.
Well, this seems to be moving day today, doesn't it?
All has been is 4-0 going into this match over on sheet C, and she's tied now with Brandwood.
Well, that's an important game over there too. Both of those are accomplished junior teams from
Brandwood, the defending champ, came in with a 1-3 record. So
it's got a little bit of work to do.
A lot of work to do, and needs some help.
Well, sometimes that slow start, if they get themselves on a roll, she's got enough experience, that team, to make a move if that happens. That's the case.
So Emily Lloyd being asked to throw another peel. Where's the potential for really a double peel here?
Looks pretty close.
Is she going to get? No, just goes by the top.
With a 9-4 lead, I'm sure the double peel is a bonus, but just getting the one peel off is suffice.
We had Kirsten Wall here last night as our guest speaker, and she was the Ontario champion in 1995, and she was part of Jennifer Jones' the gold medal winning team. So she brought both of her medals. And she talked a bit about how you have to learn how to lose, and that helps you win. She talked about her experience being a defending champ and not being able to repeat and get back to the Nationals. And she talked about the overall career and dedication. And she read a great poem on behind the game you must train and the importance of training.
Well, she's a great ambassador for the sport for sure. Her husband Trevor was here we were going to do a game. We sort of got ourselves with a missed time. We would have forfeited the game had we been on the ice, but the importance of learning how to lose is a great point. Unfortunately for me, I learned too well how to do that.
Became a practice. You didn't need to practice. You had enough practice, and
you couldn't practice with that. But what a great! I was at the Olympic trials when Kirsten and part of Jennifer Jones and watching those girls not only on the ice but in their preparation and the off-ice things that they did. It was no wonder that team ended up representing and winning the gold medal. They did everything right for about a month. Not I don't mean a month, but in the preparation for that moment.
Shut her down.
Well, you can see it with these young ladies and the young gentlemen. They spend a lot of time loosening up, warming up.
Well, they take it like a sport.
And then they go out on the ice and spend a lot of time practicing there as well.
There's a nice little draw behind cover. It doesn't matter that that's a little deep. She needs to get a few back there, so she's got some space for a couple rocks. I think that
Marshall will throw a hit.
Well, she probably she should throw the peel, being up 9-4, but
she should be content either peeling off the corner guard and giving up the deuce.
She looks like she's going to try and freeze.
Yeah, she does. This is a vortex.
She might need more ice if she's going to freeze. That's
well, you know what? I'm not sure she is playing the freeze. I think she's playing the hit.
Could be a little tap, like a hack waiter.
Because it really does curl here. Kirsten Marshall in the hack. Out-turn hit. That's a kick for a hit, no question.
I would suspect that they take pretty tight ice here, and if they clip the guard, they'd be just as happy.
They don't really care one way or the other, really, do they?
Put the guard roll on.
She's going to get the guard.
Roll it, Nicole. Roll it right over.
Which is exactly what they've done, which it should be not a problem for them.
Yep.
Even at this point, when you look at the score, giving up a deuce is not a real big deal for them.
Still a 3 is high mountain to climb.
I'm actually amazed at the troops out on the ice. It looks a little chilly out there, but there's lots of fans out there with blankets on and having a great time.
I think over on sheet C, Ald has just made a takeout, probably for a deuce. We'll see in a moment when they post the score. They'll be moving to the 10th end.
Looks like there's a pretty close game out there on sheet A.
Yeah, A's been back and forth, and it's yes, Ald did.
I would suspect one of our announcers here has a half an eye on that sheet.
Well, he hasn't had his foot.
A vested interest, yes, shall we say.
So Ald did take a deuce in the 9th end to take a 6-4 lead over Brandwood on sheet C.
Unfortunately,
Horton has just come up short.
Yeah, just a little short, and at this time of the game, that's unfortunate.
This next shot will probably conclude the game.
I would suspect this rock to be moving quickly.
Hugh describes that as crisp.
Crisp is a good
This will be crisp weight.
It's a crispy shot.
Or fresh weight.
It's great to see ice out here that curls and makes the girls and the young guys make all the shots. You have an arsenal of all the shots to make, which is fantastic.
There is good curl out there, and when the weight comes down, the new rocks, it's great. They really do have a lot of movement.
Well, they move sideways. It's great. It's entertaining.
It sure is. I've been lucky enough to be able to practice out here a little bit, and the rocks are just fantastic. They look like I don't know if there's a bad rock out there, which there shouldn't be right now because they're all brand new.
You're out here every once in a while with that great shot maker, aren't you?
Well, I'll tell you, some of the rocks do different things, but it's got nothing to do with the rocks. One of the great events here at Mississauga is the Mr. Mississauga Bonspiel, which I've been lucky enough to be part of a little bit. We've had some good fun, and if anybody out there, all 10 of you out there, anybody interested in playing, I know they have some room. It'd be great to have some more curlers at the Mr. Mississauga. You won't be unhappy. It's one of the best.
You've won that at least once. was on the other end of that game.
You currently have 126 spectators.
Oh, fantastic! Then we at least get a couple teams. And again, into the last end here, I think we're going to see some rocks moving quickly on the Marshall team.
Yeah, again, they want nothing in play. Horton wants everything in play. Horton needs to steal 4 in this end.
That's a pretty tough chore out here with the talent that's out here to steal 4.
Okay, guys. Let's end this.
I know looking at all the dedicated coaches out here, it's got to be hard for these teams to get practice ice together with all the university careers and high school and Christmas. So it's to their credit that they're playing so well.
It is amazing because we were talking the other day to a group that was part of the team was, well, their closest meeting point was over by the county, Prince Edward County, because they had players in Peterborough and players on the team in Ottawa.
And that's one of the things that's changed over the years is a lot of times the teams would be local teams that would get together out of a club, and today's game you just don't see that. You go and gather your teammates from around the province and try and put a team together. It is a problem for practice, I'm sure, just with getting everybody into the same location. Is that the same with your daughter's team, Hugh?
It is. One of the girls was at school in Ottawa.
Yeah.
2 of them in Kitchener-Waterloo, and my daughter goes to school at Guelph. So, and before that, I mean, the same team has stuck together. One of them is from Listowel, one from Port Perry. Jess is from Mississauga, and another one is from the St. Catharines area. So yeah, all over the province.
And that is one of the things that's changed. There
was a time when it simply wasn't allowed.
Well, that's right.
When the teams were actually from a club.
That's right. As John said, I know with men's and most likely the women too. I remember it was a battle to get out of your club, and you had 4 guys in the same club trying to get to zones. But now it's just a different game, and for the most part, it's a fabulous, way better talented game right now.
Thanks, Drew. I think you need another one though. Oh yeah.
As well as the ice conditions. The ice conditions are all, for the most part, spectacular.
I was talking last night at the banquet and reminiscing about a few events. One of them being when I was learning to curl. If you had 14 or 15 second ice, that was quick.
That's very
now
true.
It's running 25, 26. We're talking about the days of smoking on the ice. And
I was going to ask you if that was on a pond somewhere, but I wouldn't do so.
We had.
Jeez, Jim.
It was a pond in the summer. I'm not that old, you know. But we were playing with stones that were rocks from the fields, and cans full of ice.
Well, I do remember quite a few years ago watching one of the better men's curlers around, Bob Fedosa, and he would have a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, and it would be talented to watch him with the ash not falling on the ice as he was throwing.
We were talking about that last night with the art of the pick was a talent in those days. You kept your ash as long as you could, and then.
Well, there's a bit of a nose hit that keeps the game going. And Team Horton will try and get another rock around that guard just in case. But I would suspect Team Marshall's not too much worry right now.
Oh,
That's fine, Jen.
I scored this. I thought Horton got the point.
Another great thing looking out here is all the sponsors that have supported these teams, and I'm sure you guys have talked about it, but it's so important in the game today to have some sponsors which help tremendously.
Yeah, it's we were talking earlier, and
For this one, if you get that one, it's fine.
I like it.
we got proceeds going to charity. We bought we were able to buy blankets for the fans, and those blankets are going to go to a teen homeless facility, and
Fantastic.
a couple of things are going for Homes for Humanity, and it's
You know what? That's
giving back. Giving back to the community. That
you got to give back. A lot of bonspiels out there. I know one of the bonspiels for juniors. I think they bought a CT scanner at one of the hospitals, which out west, which was again another great thing for the hospitals. But anything that goes, that having the sponsors help support really makes the game so much better.
just a quick update over on sheet B. The game is now over with Roseon beating Greenwood. Roseon picking up her first win.
Well, this looks like a little bit of they're in a desperate measures here. I think Team Horton. It's a pretty tough call that they're making here.
Oh, they're hoping for some smoke and mirrors, Jim.
Well, don't we all? Timeout on sheet C. Coaches are heading out there to converse with their teams.
I just want someone to cheer for me.
And again, I know you guys have mentioned this earlier, but seeing all the same OCA officials that are out there helping out week after week over the next month, you'll see the same people out there, which is
Bonnie McEachran,
fantastic.
Graham McEachran, Graham Batchelor.
Well, Horton had a bit of a rub there.
Whatever you feel
Dave
like.
Hutchison right behind me, managing the whole deal. They're a dedicated bunch.
For years, a credit to the OCA.
It's a lot of work these guys have to put in, isn't it?
Yep, Nicole.
Right up, Nicole.
Right up, Nicole. Right up. Okay, clean, you're good.
This looks like it pretty good shot. That could be there's the game.
Handshakes on sheet D. Team Marshall defeating Team Horton.
Well, it got to 10 ends, but the game was pretty much decided after 6 ends.
Sixth end, yeah.
Well, that sixth end was just such a big end when you crack an end like that. I think it relaxes everybody on your team, and you forget about the game and just throw your shots, which is fantastic. It's nice to be in that position.
Well, Bob Turner, Jim Wilson, Mark Crowley's not here, but I want to thank her as well for joining me for a few hours.
Wilson,
well,
he got 20 minutes. He got a couple hours in.
Well, that was my darn fault to begin with.
Hey, it's all good. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, it's good of you to come. So, Hugh Murphy signing out for this draw of the 2016 Ontario Junior Curling Championship from the Missisauga Golf and Country Club. We've got another draw at 9 o'clock. We've got the guys going on. That should be entertaining. Hope you join us then. In any case, have a good night.
Thanks for watching Live Stream Curling. Brought to you by CurlingZone.com. Everything curling.